Yep.
Hello, hello. Welcome to a special Saturday edition of the Podcast Discovery Show live stream.
Ew.
We went to a show last night, so we couldn't record, but we're here today to talk about a podcast that was recommended to us. And then after that, we're going to talk about everything else we had discovered throughout the week. And then after that, bonus. Anybody who was in here during the opening screen heard our new music that we had shipped over from a fantastic artist and a friend of ours named Billy Mays. He goes under the name Infinite Third. Definitely check out his channel. You'll hear more about that later. Spoiler alert.
Spoilies. Yeah, no, we got some cool stuff. Just had a good conversation with him, and it was really neat. You get to hear it later.
But yeah, first, we're going to talk about a podcast. And last week, we were recommended a podcast by the podcast that was recommended to us by another podcast called Behind the Bastards. And we chose one that's all about Saddam Hussein and his weird stuff he has going on.
It's a very complex guy, I will say that.
Yeah, he is. That's fair. See, Twigs is ready. Twigs is ready to learn more about Saddam being a weirdo. It was. We'll get into it.
Yep. Yep, it is this one. It is this one. And at the end of the stream, which Bunny Cat, I don't know, she's there might be a little bit of shipping issue. We are going to do, hopefully, some giveaway. We still have some shirts. Oh, I think my kids are home. Glad we're not recording yet. Giving away a shirt, and we have some stickies. All right, I think I finally got everything open that I need to have open.
Do we want to wait until Normie's not very upset?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go grab Normie and show him to chat?
Sure, I will do that thing.
It's time for everybody to see Normie. He looks adorable, but he barks a lot. He's got a complicated life of yelling at people, scaring him away with his intimidating presence. Look at him. Are you not terrified already?
I has the Normie.
He's quieter now. He also seems mad at you.
He's not mad at me. Are you mad at me? He doesn't like the light. Every time I try to get him to look at the camera, he always looks down like, it's too bright. But he can sit in my lap.
Are you good with starting with him in your lap? Is he going to try and escape at some point? Or should we wait until your kids are inside?
I don't think they're here. He barked at something else, I guess.
Oh, he's just barking at the outside world.
Yeah. The curtains near the...
all the things they're up to.
I have so many things open.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking that. I ended up closing one completely.
All right. Now I think I've got it. The thing is, I'll have them all open, and then I have them like layered so that I can get to all of them quick. But then I have the wrong one on top, and then it becomes an issue.
I know the feeling. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's Saturday going? Hopefully very well.
Yeah, we had a really good time last night at the concert, and we got to watch the last little bit of the hockey game, which was awesome because our team won.
Mm-hmm.
Go Lightning.
There's a chance we bring home the cup. Lord Stanley's Cup comes back
Lord
to Tampa
Stanley.
tonight, hopefully.
It would be amazing. Win the Stanley Cup tonight.
All right, you ready?
I am ready. Let me hit that Zencastr record button and pull up the notes. There we go. You want to introduce this show?
Sure.
Because I think I did this. I did the Break a Wish one, I believe. I don't know.
Okay. You got it.
So then you can introduce the show, and then in the notes you see it has like the tiny little
Mm-hmm.
blurb. All right, cool. Welcome to the Podcast Discovery Show, the podcast that's about other podcasts, where every single week we have a deep dive discussion about a podcast we recommended the week before. And at the end of this episode, we're going to recommend a brand new show, and we'll talk about that one next week. I'm Kirk.
And I am Zach. And this week we're talking about a show that was recommended to us by Break a Wish podcast, who was recommended to us by This Week Today podcast. We're kind of chaining them together, but this week we're talking about Behind the Bastards, and the specific episode is Saddam Hussein, erotic novelist. And the blurb for this podcast is, from Hitler's love of young adult fiction to Saddam Hussein's shameful romance novels, this podcast sheds new, weird light on history's monsters. And it's hosted by Robert Evans, a former editor at Crack.com and author of the ridiculous book, A Brief History of Vice. And he has a guest, Jamie Loftus, on this one, who is also a podcaster and a comedian. And they break down some of the backstory of a very villainous character. And I think that's the general premise of all the shows. They show you some of the kind of the weird insight behind people that now we know are terrible, you know, because everybody always, the famous example is talking about Hitler wanted to go to art school and he painted pictures of horses and things. And it's like, what would happen if Hitler had just been able to be an artist and just paint horses professionally? Would he have become Hitler? But this is more facts like this, where you're learning about someone who everyone knows Saddam Hussein in the context of Saddam Hussein and the entire 90s through mid 2010s in the Iraq War conflicts, and this adds extra insight that you maybe haven't heard of before.
Yeah, I definitely like the way that this show goes about it, because you'd never want to like glorify usually a really bad person, but there's a lot to kind of look into as to why did this person become who they became. And it was still a person. So a lot of times there's much more complex stuff going on than we're ever taught, you know, in school and stuff like that, that there's, yes, they did a bunch of horrible things, but why did they do those horrible things? What took them to that place? And so it's funny because they take it kind of in a comedic way to that area, and you learn some things. And I mean, there's literally some times where you're like, oh, that sucks. You know, his childhood sucked or whatever. And
his childhood did suck. That's not wrong.
I mean, it literally from the beginning, they talked about like his mom saying that she had like the devil inside of her. It's like, what? Like, I didn't even get that part. Like, why? How? I don't know.
I didn't really get it either. I know, like, she did say that, and she tried to like commit abortion by killing herself. Like, right? Wasn't she the one that stepped in front of like a car?
Yeah, it was real weird.
It starts bad, it ends bad. There's no good part in this. Like, at some point they said like, and that's the end of the the good parts of Saddam Hussein, and the good parts, that's an air quotes term. It's wild to even kind of look at the parts of his life that are less terrible than some of the depravity that came like when he was in leadership. But they do come at it at a really funny way. So don't get too worried about like listening to this show, because it's heavy because just the type of stuff they were doing, and then especially once he got into power, it's very heavy because it was ugly. It was just generally an ugly time.
I think that having Jamie Loftus on there was great. She was hilarious. She was a very funny co-host for this specific episode. I think he has a different person for every episode, but in this one, she was great. She talked a lot about like that whole concept of if you could travel back in time and, you know, like kill baby Hitler or kill baby Saddam Hussein, like, would you do it? It's just, it was a funny conversation, and I thought it was comical. It was dark humor, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and it's also, I feel like it's that same kind of thought process of watching Mindhunter or watching any of these documentaries or even biopics of like serial killers. It's interesting to see kind of how are you able to do the things that we know that you've done. There's some kind of like morbid fascination with it, with trying to understand how someone could be so different in the mind than we are. And so I think there's a lot of that in this podcast where you kind of learn a lot of that backstory about like what exactly is going on here. And it is really funny. It also, you learn a lot. It is also disturbing. There's a lot of things going on in this podcast.
It's dark humor. I mean, a lot of it's dark humor. I mean, it just is. But I do like some of the stuff that they kind of latched onto was his love for math and reading. I loved, they just kept riffing on that, and it was hilarious. And then when they were talking about his upbringing and growing up, they talked about so many times that people would give him guns. It was just another thing that they kind of latched onto.
No, they mentioned at one point during this show the kind of the cultural thing of, I guess in the Middle East culturally, it's kind of like you're looked upon as like a wise leader if you're like into poetry in the Middle East. And then like Russia, it was if you were like a novelist. Mm-hmm. And I think he looked up to Stalin, which not a good sign, but he looked up to Stalin, and Stalin was a poet, I believe they said. And then they said that he became a novelist, and we'll talk a little bit more about his novel. It's wild, but I like the idea that warrior poets were like revered in a way, that they were seen as like educated or like elevated. And I was trying to think, is there anything really like that in like American culture?
I would say maybe in American culture, I could be wrong, but I would think like becoming a professor is like a thing here. You know,
I was thinking having like 10,000 Instagram follows.
Oh God. You took it in a different way.
No,
you're probably not. That's probably the way the world sees us, for sure.
No, I don't know. It's just it's not that I don't think that writers and everybody's respected, but it's not something like, there's not like a thing that I feel like everybody kind of aspires to, except maybe fame. I don't know. Maybe rich. I don't know. It all seems weaker than like a poet or a novelist, to me at least. Like just because they're like exploring and very introspective, and like they're trying to point out like themes of humanity, and being an Instagram influencer is the opposite of that, I'd say, is probably fair to say.
A large TikTok following.
I mean, wait, didn't TikTok get banned? I don't know.
I don't know anymore. I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't know. We'll talk about that a different time, because I don't have an educated answer to that. I'm not a TikTok guy.
I have no
Wasn't
clue.
before, and I am not now. So Saddam Hussein was at one point a teacher himself, which I thought was fascinating, because he really was interested in education.
He was. You learned more about that in just just shortly
the point
after.
Where when he finally did become in power, we we see what he did with that focus on education. But I love how we can complain a lot about like Russia interfering with our elections and stuff like that, right? That's just a thing that people
Sure.
it happened. It does happen. Other people interfere with our elections at times. But when it comes to a worldwide country that has interfered with more elections than any other country, the United States
Is number
takes the
one.
cake. We're number one, baby.
Yeah. No, we
And,
do. It's true.
Literally, Saddam Hussein came into power because the U.S. was like, hey, you want to go assassinate the president? Here's a bunch of guns. And so we did. We gave him a bunch of guns. We armed him and his friends, and we're like, hey, go assassinate the president. And I love how it was completely not thought out very well because immediately it failed. And I love how there's multiple angles to most of these stories. One of them where Saddam Hussein looks like a brave hero, and other ones where he looks like a straight idiot.
Yeah, no, his I'm gonna lean more towards idiot because his sounds like some Kim Jong Un fan fiction where he like
Yes.
rode in on a dragon to me.
Yeah, so like either he got terrified and shot his gun in the air so that he wouldn't have to go through with what he was supposed to do, or he was so brave and was so excited to do the thing that he was supposed to do and kill the president that he over eagerly shot the machine gun and tipped off that that they were coming to kill him. It's just like, oh man. But so that's how it all started. That's how basically him coming to power started, which so you're welcome, world. The U.S. Is somewhat responsible for Saddam Hussein becoming who he became.
And then we spent approximately 20 years fighting Saddam Hussein. Genius move, right?
Let's take all his guns away that we gave him. Yeah, and it's just one of those things. Dang it. I think my kids might be home now. I'll write a note down real quick.
You shouldn't have let Normie go. Shouldn't have let him escape.
No, Jenny came in here and she's like, give me Normie. I'm like, okay. And I gave him to her. And she didn't keep him. She put him down. I'm going to go see if they're here. 1 second. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. So what are you up to, Twigsley? Are you working? How's everybody in chat doing? Thanks so much for checking out the stream. We really appreciate it, especially on an off day. We've been trying to stick pretty tight to our schedule. See, there's no reason to be scared of this podcast. It's a good show. And honestly, we went to... This is one of their earliest episodes. This was from 2018. There is 100 plus more episodes, but a lot of the episodes had to do with more current events. And we didn't really want to get it, like, I don't know. It's not that we don't have like opinions, but it feels like everybody has opinions right now and everybody's constantly bombarded with it. So if we can just not be political, I feel like that's always what I'm looking for, is a reprieve from the shenanigans. So we chose somebody old. Saddam Hussein is dead. I don't think
I still
anybody...
feel like I've kind of said a little more political stuff than I meant to already.
How is that? All those are just fact-based things. I don't know how that's political. But if it comes out, I don't know. There's only so much you can do. People get amped up about everything, but it's like we want to be an escape more than we want to be political pundits, because I want to be a political pundit none percent. So that's why we chose an older episode, because honestly, if people get mad about Saddam Hussein, it's like, just let go. He's dead. Let it go.
There's distance. This is just for the Twitch, not for the podcast. Did you see his execution?
I did.
This is one of the only, I mean, you know, times were different, I feel like, a little bit, and it was kind of a thing. And it felt weird. Did it feel weird to you? It felt really
weird. I didn't
weird
like it. I don't know why exactly I watched it. It was like a thing. It was like a thing. I don't think that I would watch it now. Mainly just because, like, I don't know. It just is. It's not pleasant. I think there's a reason, and I think it's better for humanity. There's not public executions, but it was more like I felt like after everything that had happened, with everything like the entire world was just in this conflict, and like it was all about this guy, and he wasn't tried and executed by us. He was not a good person. He just was not.
I mean, he killed literally like millions of people.
Yeah, genocide on the Kurds is like it was extreme, and it's not that he didn't deserve it. It's just that
it just felt weird. It's just like
I didn't like it.
I think the reason that I watched it, at least back then, was because it felt like it was a historical thing, and you felt like you needed to observe it almost as a to bring closure to the whole thing. But I regretted it.
Spoiler alert.
It was
we
disturbing.
didn't close the Middle East chapter.
No, we didn't.
But yeah,
my
no, I
kids
did
are
watch
home,
it.
so they're doing the whole get out of grandma's car and get all your stuff and come inside. So I don't want to start back because it won't be just a couple seconds.
Okay, well, let's talk about this.
Nuts again. Okay.
We'll prepare people. We want to do a giveaway, and we're gonna pick people anyways. But we wanted to see if anybody has any discoveries that they've made this week. If anybody discovered something cool this week, and you put it in chat, you get an extra chance to win some swag. We have shirts and stickers that we want to give away today. I think that Twigsley already has these things, but we want to give the merch out. We hit affiliate. We're pumped about it.
Yeah,
we're
that's
having a
what
good time doing this.
Once we hit affiliate, we would do another giveaway. Because I think we did attempt a giveaway before, but it was before we had anything. We had any people watching, so it was like, "Hey, nobody in chat, you want to win something?"
They didn't. They didn't want to win, so they didn't win.
But these are the stickers. And the lighting's bad, but it is our logo, and they are nice stickers. And I have them on all of my things. I have one on my cup.
Yeah, I'll say this. I've had one on my cup for a really long time. Washed it a lot of times. It's fine.
This has gone through the dishwasher so many times. And
it's a good sticker.
But it did, and it's still there. So it's a thing.
All right.
And then as well, we have the shirt, and we're going to do one shirt and pretty much give stickers to everybody. We have plenty of stickers. Those don't cost a lot to ship. The shirts do cost a little bit to ship.
Mm-hmm. All right, so are your kids inside the house now?
They are not.
Oh, they're really dilly-dallying.
They came to the door, and then Mason's like, "Oh, I forgot something." Went back to the car. And
his shoes. and his pants.
That sounds like my son.
I've never seen anyone forget their shoes as many times. Like, because it's like it's supposed to be on your feet when you leave a place. Typically,
we one time.
That counts, Twigs. You're getting a sticker.
It was just Daddy. She has a sticker and a shirt, I believe.
She wants another one.
Yes.
See, I knew it.
We do has them. The one time it was a daddy kid day, and I was gonna take him to the movies. We're gonna watch a movie. Okay, so we're gonna go to Lakeland, which is about 25 minutes away. Not that far, but far enough that it's not right next to the house. And Mason was already being a little bit of a turd that day. And he gets in the car. We go all the way to the movies. We're getting out of the vehicle, and he's like, "Daddy, where are my shoes?" I'm like, "Why are you asking me where your shoes are? They should be on your feet." And he didn't wear shoes to the movies, so we couldn't go to the movies. We had to come back home. And I'm like, "Well, we're not going to the movies now because you didn't wear your stupid shoes."
You ruined it with your shoeless activity.
Oh, I was so mad. I don't remember what movie it was, but it was like a movie I really wanted to see too. It was like an Avengers movie or maybe one of the Star Wars movies, and I was so excited to go watch it with him. Speak of the devil.
Yep, there he is.
There he is. What'd you forget?
My blankie.
He forgot his blankie.
The shoeless wonder has returned. I'm going to refill my drink while we're right here.
Oh, I hear the wild bird in your room. Every time he moves his chair, it sounds like there's a cockatoo in his room. Come here. I have a surprise for you. It's not right now, but I have a surprise.
Am I gonna be excited?
You're gonna think it's cool.
No, I want
You
to.
smell weird.
Does I smell like bleach?
No, you smell like syrup.
I know, and I know. My hands smell like it too. I don't know why. I haven't ate any pancakes today. Oh.
I don't know.
Can I see the present?
It's not a present.
I know, but like you asked for it.
It's not ready yet.
When will it be ready?
I don't know.
Is it gonna be
Probably
ready?
tomorrow or the next day.
Not today.
Not today. I don't think I checked it today. It wasn't ready.
What?
But
Can you
You're
tell
gonna think
me?
it's so cool. It's not a gift. It's a surprise.
Yeah, but I want to know.
No, I'm not gonna tell you. Then it's not a surprise.
Please.
All right, go play. Go play. You shut the door for me.
Hello, Zach.
Take your shower.
Tell Mason I said hello. Go take a shower.
Zach.
Zach says hello, hello Mason, or hello Beans.
I'm not Beans.
And go take a shower.
You are Beans.
Nope. Mason is
No,
Beans.
you're a booger.
All right, go. He says you're a booger.
All right, where were we? Saddam Hussein.
Genocide.
Leah?
No. I made the mistake of leading up to the shout out that he's gonna get on that podcast, and now he thinks he's getting a thing. And tell me what it is. Tell me. I want to know. I know. Kids.
I'll bring you a Ziploc full of beans. You can give it to him and act like it was all a joke.
All right, so we were at the. Why don't you lead into the book fair thing? Because that's great. We were just talking about
Yeah, I know.
education, I believe, so we can go into that because that was great.
All right. So yeah, Saddam Hussein did have a real emphasis on education, and one of the more extreme examples they talk about in this episode is his version of a book fair, which is a nationwide book fair that is mandatory to attend, carrying a penalty of 3 years in prison if you do not attend. So, but it did work.
Well, it brought literacy up to 80% or something like that in a country that did not have near close to that.
I'm trying to describe how do you even view this? Okay, because is it good to raise the literacy rate of an entire country by 80%? Yeah, that's fantastic. That's great. I wish we could do that too. Not this way. Don't get me wrong. Don't misquote me. Not like this. But that seems like a good thing. Sending them to prison for not going to your book fair does not seem like a good thing. That seems like a bad thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But he was literally awarded by UNESCO for this achievement, for increasing the literacy rate of his entire country with this book fair.
I did very cursory research, so barely any at all. Do you know what UNESCO is?
No, I mean, did you look up the name of it?
I looked it up because I was looking up other awards that bad people have gotten.
Oh, okay.
Nobel
Yes,
Peace Prizes and stuff
it's
like
United
that.
Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organizations. So they awarded him because it's the United Nations, and they found somebody who educated the populace is a way to, I guess, put a nice spin on it. Because he did, in a way. I mean, he did. The means of doing so were questionable and started to point to what would be a lifetime of terrible treatment of his people, But yeah, and it is weird to me that he was awarded that
It's very weird.
because okay, I don't know the exact timeline because I don't think they were talking about years or how far into his I think they called it a presidency, but that's kind of a typical move. You call it a presidency like they were democratically elected. But in the end, it seems weird to just give people awards that are potentially not great people. So he received a UNESCO award for raising Iraq's quality of life from, okay, he was a vice chairman of something, Ba'ath Party vice chairman from 68 to 79. And then he was, I'm trying to see when this actual award was.
So here's a funny thing. Did you know that Hitler was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize before?
Here's the thing. Nominated doesn't count. Anybody
No,
can
he
nominate
didn't win
anybody.
it. He didn't win it. But he was
Kelnack,
nominated.
thank
which
you
is
so much for the
ridiculous.
sub, buddy.
What? I see that. Kelnack, you're the man. Hey, Kelnack, don't leave. Well, actually, you can lurk if you want.
I thought you were going to say,
what I
like,
was-
okay,
what I
do
was
leave.
saying
It's
is-
fine.
No, don't leave. But DM us your shipping stuff because we're gonna send you a sticker. We were still recording.
Yeah, no, but we're going to have
we
to,
wanted
we're going to have
say
to cut
thank
this.
you. We had to say thank you. I already wrote down the edit point.
And I
But
was
yeah,
circling
we're gonna
around
send
on, I need to find the date on this thing anyways, and we'll cut back in.
All right, we're gonna send you a sticker and possibly a T-shirt like that one, right?
Did you say T-shit?
Nope, didn't say T-shirt.
Yeah, you did. I just heard it.
Said- Nope. Now I said it.
Kelnack with the gifted
Kelnack.
sub.
You are the man.
Twigsley.
Big slip.
I cannot find the exact date he received this, but like honestly, he was. That is also part of it. Is like, and we were talking what we were talking about earlier.
Oh God.
The importance of like somebody who was in power from the 70s, and we watched his execution. Like it's historically like important, but I wouldn't do it again. Probably, you know what I mean? Like it didn't like benefit me, but he was significant in like the world presence.
Dang it. Yeah, we don't have our emotes yet.
No, we
We're
need
looking into
we
it.
need Twigsley's help on that.
What is happening right now? Kelnack just did
Kelnack.
10. Okay.
Kelnack,
He gets a T-shirt no matter what.
Yeah.
So
thank you so much, man. That's
we really appreciate the support. It means so much to us. It really does. More than you know.
yeah, it means a ton, man. Thank you so
Makes me
much.
so happy. I feel the love. I can feel it. It's all warm and fuzzy. Big hug.
Okay, I can't find it. I can't find where. Wait, did Josh just got one? Where?
You gotta message Josh and tell him he's a subscriber.
Yep. It's like, thanks, Josh, for nothing. No, I can't find the exact date he was awarded this award.
But yeah, Kelnack, before we get back into the recording, definitely DM us your shipping address that you would like something to be shipped to, and your shirt size. Hopefully you're still here and not in the bathroom already. Or if you're in the bathroom, I hope you can still hear us. Kelnack.
Oh, I
hope
found
your
it.
bathroom stuff goes
Yeah,
good.
DM us. Yeah, DM us. Okay, so Saddam Hussein won the nation a UNESCO prize in 1982 for eradicating illiteracy. So that's what a prison sentence, if you don't go mandatory book fair, will do to your country. I
mean-
I, you know what? I won't put judgment on it. It's like I don't know. It's too complicated. I'm not.
Hey, it worked, right?
It
No, I'm just
worked.
kidding. This is not. It's not a good thing. It's not.
No, you're right. You're right.
It's not.
Yeah. No. Okay. Honestly, though, in chat, someone just said maybe we should do that for voting, where if you don't vote, you're penalized.
You get a
But, like,
3-year
No, that's
sentence.
too much.
Jail.
Okay, I think we can all agree 3 years for not going is too much. It's too much, and no one should like.
I think we should go the opposite way. Be like, hey, it's a national holiday. Everyone go vote.
No,
And
I want it to have stipulations though, because I want them to go vote. You see what I mean? I want it to be incentivized in a soft way. So like, it's a
you don't want
national
it to, like,
holiday.
just a long weekend.
Right. Yeah.
People
No, it's a
go-
national holiday if you did vote. You see what I mean? If you voted,
You have to validate.
you have to
it's like
prove that you
validate your
voted,
parking.
but then you get the day off. Like your job has to pay you. Like, but you have to vote. You know what I mean? I want both. I want them to be incentivized for doing it and then also do it
Okay, so like everyone gets the day off,
if you voted.
but if you bring your proof that you voted, you get a paid day off.
Okay, I'm good with that too.
There we go. Zach and Kirk, 2025
No,
or whatever.
don't listen to that. Nope, no possible way.
Yeah, that's more positive reinforcement rather than negative reinforcement.
Right, and I think that it's more effective because these people did that out of fear. I mean, okay, here's an ethical question for you. Is it bad that an entire country of people learned how to read out of fear? Because they were better people because of it. They were able to better themselves and the entire generations after them because of this.
It's a very interesting ethical question that I don't want to have on a podcast. But I think it's an interesting question, a thought experiment.
Okay, let's just leave it as a question then. That's a question I have. You know, I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know either.
Not that I would do it this
It's very
way.
complex.
Yeah,
We
no,
could-
I wouldn't do it this way. But
we
like,
would
it's
probably
just
spend an hour talking about this particular thing because that's an interesting question. I don't know.
no. But like,
Life is complicated.
how many people their lives were immediately better and generations after because of that? But is it insane to put people in jail for 3 years if they don't go to your book fair? Yes. Don't get me
It's
wrong.
the most militant book
Yeah.
fair possible.
Yeah, don't misread this. I'm not a fan of anything he's done, but just increasing literacy for an entire country is crazy.
We give kids personal pan pizzas if they do some reading here. He sends them to prison if they don't.
But
That's a little bit of a disparity.
yeah, it's I don't know. It's just an interesting thing to think about. I don't need you to answer it. It's just that's what I thought about when I heard this. I was like, that's insane, but like, wow, that's effective.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was one of my favorite things that I learned, to be honest, about his early career was his book fair thing or his, literacy. It was interesting. And then, I looked into people that have been nominated for things that or have won things that should not have been won because you talked about UNESCO. They literally just recently I read another article that talking about they recently got rid of the dictatorship award. They had this award that they would give to basically like this where it would be
Most benevolent dictator.
it was a weird thing and they had to get rid of it because it's like, why are you doing this? Don't do this thing. It's crazy. And I think I mentioned earlier, Hitler was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, which is ridiculous. I think that Yasser
I don't think he won it.
Yasser Arafat won one before.
Did he?
Yeah. And this dude was a bad guy as well. He was.
Yeah, our own politics are too complicated for me to fully wrap my mind around. And so when you bring in world politics of different cultures and everything, just no chance. I hope everyone knows, even while they're listening to this, that we're not at all trying to be judgmental to different cultures. It's just wild to work through these things and sure, we're looking at it through our own lens, but I don't pretend to understand or have any meaningful oh, here's what you do, it's easy. I feel like anybody who would act like that is missing the point of how nuanced everything about humans is. And so then you move to different cultures and different worldviews and it's impossible. But there are definitely things that Saddam Hussein did that are universally accepted as terrible. And he moved on to some of those things, but
he had terrible kids. His kids were
Oh,
terrible people
they
too.
were terrible people.
Oh
That
man,
was
they mentioned some stuff in the podcast. It was like, what?
this like okay. Once Saddam Hussein gets to power in this podcast, it takes a very dark turn. Like he is not a good guy. Like don't ever that's. I hope that's not misconstrued here. We are not fans of of Saddam Hussein. We're definitely not.
No, it's
And-
just we're talking about it in the same spirit they were, which is like, this is a horrible man. And I mean, that's the whole point of this show is they're talking about
horrible people.
horrible people, but they're kind of highlighting something that you probably didn't learn before, but you're learning about their early life and stuff like that as well. Because he was beaten as a child by his stepdad? Wasn't his stepdad?
I think so.
Would beat him with like an iron rod or something like that.
Yeah.
And he had a very bad childhood, which sucks.
No, and his mother
Doesn't
thought he was the
justify-
devil.
Yeah, his mother thought he was the devil. She wasn't really far off. But, you know, he had a very bad childhood, and you learn these things, and you learn about, you know, his he was a smart guy because he really did value education and stuff like that. But he liked bad stuff as well. You know, like what was his favorite movies? What were they?
The Godfather, definitely.
Enemy of the State.
Enemy of the State, that one makes no sense to me. Godfather, I get it, because like it's like there's a lot of charisma for like people doing illegal things, you know? Enemy of the State is like a surveillance state movie. Isn't that the one with Will Smith
I
and
don't
Gene
even
Hackman?
remember.
I think that's what that movie is. It's like literally Will Smith is scared because he's living in the exact world all of us are fine with living in right now, where people just can see everything you're doing. And so they're tracking him with satellites and stuff like that. But The Godfather I get. Enemy of the State I don't get. Especially because he was not like a fan of ours. But I feel like
he hated the U.S. He hated the U.S. so much.
But also, Osama bin Laden was the same way. When he was killed, he had a ton of, I mean, I think porn, but then also like,
Oh, there's an episode about Osama bin Laden's hard drives on this show.
oh, is there?
Yes.
Yeah, he had a lot of stuff, and he only hated certain elements of America. There was other parts he really appreciated. But he also liked some of the pop culture, you know, movies and things like that. So it's just interesting to hear somebody who was so opposed and essentially was like a villain, you know, like an antagonist figure for our entire time growing up, you know, all through high school. The antagonist was Saddam Hussein. And to just kind of learn these details and nuance of his life is weird, but it's cool. It's a cool thing to kind of figure out. And then they kind of get to the, I guess you call it like the thesis of the show, or at least they get to the punchline of this is what he was called, an erotic novelist. And so we're going to talk about his novel.
And I honestly, when I saw the title, I assumed this was when he was young. Like I
yeah, I did
assumed
too.
that
I
it
thought he was writing smut when he was in college.
Exactly. That's what I had assumed. But no, it's exactly the opposite. It was like after he was like disenchanted with power and he'd had too much power and he was bored. They said he was like not going to the meetings he was supposed to go to as a world leader. And he started writing because he would go on walks and stuff. They talked about this was crazy, how he used to just go on walks in the street. But then if anybody, like a regular person, walked by him, they would like be beaten and taken to jail or something weird like that. It was just like, why? So then he could only walk like in his like palace courtyard or something.
Okay, I want to make sure that this is, I do not like this guy, but there's something so interesting about a guy who's literally the worst. Like, committed genocide. His sons did too. Like, the regime was terrible and oppressive and violent. And the idea of that guy having like this like Louis C.K. like what's that? What was his show called? I can't remember. But he had that, yeah, Louis, where it's like I'm just sad all the time. I'm successful, but I'm really sad about it. And like just him like moping around a palace. There's something fascinating about it to me. You know,
No,
like
that's the thing is like it is easy, just like we dehumanize. It's easy to dehumanize these people that have done things that are horrific and dehumanize so many other people. You know what I mean? but they are humans. They're complex. They're not just 1000% evil to the core most of the time. They actually justify in their brains what they're doing. You know what I mean? And there's more complexity than just what a lot of times we think of. It's I don't know. I agree. It's crazy to think of him, his human side, and
just
not
being
his
depressed
monster.
as the king of Iraq.
And
just
so
like,
what he does is he
I don't want
writes,
to go to a meeting.
how many did they say he wrote? Like 4 in 3 years.
Several, yeah. He churned them
and
out.
And his pen name was just like basically it would translate into
I
the
wrote
person that wrote this book.
Yeah, the he who writes. That's what it was. It sounds more epic than that. The book was called the author was He Who Writes. Maybe the most epic pen name of all time.
But everyone knew it was him, and he became a bestseller in Iraq. It was very
if you didn't go to his book fair, and they joked about this, if you didn't go to his book fair, you get 3 years. What's going to happen if you don't have his book? You know who wrote it. Go buy it now.
And so his
Signed
first
copy.
one was called Zabiba and the King. And oh man, there's just so much symbolism and stuff in this book, and it's great and horrible and
It's
stupid.
not good.
And,
Like-
the guy actually read this book. It sounds like he read the whole thing.
Yeah, no, and he also read
The
some
host of the
excerpts
show.
on the show. Like
Yeah.
and it's not good. It's clearly him vamping. He was like depressed and just like, I'm gonna pontificate and just like, I don't know. I feel like that's a mistake that you can get into. Is like people want to hear like you trying to like wax poetic in this book, because and then
Me.
yeah, it's
I
like,
live
oh,
in
I'm so
Paladin.
sad. But like he gets into like weird stuff. He has obviously there's some weird kind of gender views on women. There's the woman is dating the stand-in for America, who then
Yes.
becomes a rapist. So there's like you get some like nationalistic
Weird
views,
symbolism,
like
yeah.
nationalistic symbolism in there. It's wild. Like the whole thing, I don't think it's good. I think that it would be very unenjoyable to read. But it's so interesting because in the end, writing is allowing people like a look into your mind, into like how you think. And he really does that a lot because there's a lot of like, what would you call that? Like exposition, but not exactly, because it's more like him like pondering things like, oh, what does it mean that this, and like, and so he's just like kind of wandering around, and it's so weird to hear stuff written by Saddam Hussein. Like,
My favorite part of the whole book, and maybe my favorite part of this part of the podcast in general, is that the setting for this was that it was a grandma or like an old lady telling this
Ugh.
story to children. They said it was like the Princess Bride setup.
I really do want that clip about her talking about how hot mouths are. Like, it's very disturbing.
It's so weird.
It's not good. Her
and I
talking
love
to
how he-
grandkids about like, oh, mouth is very sensual. It's like, this is terrible. I want to delete my ears.
And I love how like the host of the show like basically says, yeah, there's multiple times in the book you can tell he completely forgot that he had written that part of the book, like that was part of his
Oh,
you know,
wait.
structure.
And then grandma was there telling you this story. There she is over there. Remember her?
Remember, children?
Mm.
She's there.
No, but
Oh,
overall,
man.
really cool show. So,
Yeah, but
okay.
I'm not done yet. They mentioned something that I didn't know anything about, and I was curious about, because technically, in a lot of ways, and I know it's just another one of those weird things that we don't like this guy, but apparently he was very progressive when it comes to Middle Eastern culture in regards to women. And even in this book, it was even more that he was kind of like more liberal in his stance on women and stuff like that. And they were talking about the Bechdel test.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard that term.
Oh, you haven't?
So I looked it up. No, I didn't know what it was. So this is a bonus discovery that I made from.
It's a
this
good one.
It's also known as the Bechdel-Wallace test. It's a measure of the representation of women in fiction. It asks whether a work features at least two women who talk to each other about something other than a man.
That literally is it. Like, there's a couple more, I think, right? Is there a couple more stipulations? But like,
Probably, yeah.
no, but literally is the only conversation that two women have. And first of all, a lot of people fail the first one. because like especially older stuff, there's only one woman, so there's no two women talking.
Yeah, they like named all these other things that are American pop culture that didn't pass the Bechdel test,
Yeah.
and stupid Saddam Hussein's stupid book did.
Yeah, so it's an interesting
that was
test.
funny.
No, but it's a good way to kind of trial out some good characters, because in the end it means there's more than one woman in your movie or story. They're having a conversation and they're not just there as like a romantic interest for the male characters. So it's a cool thing to kind of, I don't know, look at. There's some stories that are weakened by having nothing there.
Yeah. But no, it was a great show. It was funny. I do think I want to read or listen to some other ones, specifically like, I'm very interested in what's on that hard drive of Bin Laden's.
Spoiler alert, porn. There's lots.
Probably, but I'm curious as to what is his kink. I'm very curious because I'm sure it's weird.
I mean, I never would have guessed that about you, but okay. Yeah, I can't blame you. It would be interesting.
But I have a new recommendation for this week. And so we've kind of wrapped up our celebration, our 100-ish celebration for the show. And we're going to get back to us picking some of the recommendations. However, we really enjoyed you guys sending us
I
recommendations.
love it every time we do it.
It's just so fun because whether we like it or not, we like what we like, me and Zach. And so we don't want to become stagnant as a show and only recommend things that are, specifically things we like. So we would really love you guys to share shows that you enjoy, and we will listen to them, give you guys credit for it, and it'll just be great. We can have extra discovery. So I'm going to share a discovery that I had this week of a show. However, it's open. We've got the PDS hotline. You can call and leave a message and tell us about your discovery, or you can tweet at us, or you can join the Facebook club. Anything.
Our Twitch channel. You can tell us right now. We're recording with a group of people live on the internet. You can tell us right now.
Yeah,
you can tell us as we're doing it.
YouTube channel, like a YouTube comment, just tell us. We would love to hear from you. But this week's recommendation I have, and it was first of all, it's a great show because obviously I love discovering new things. And I remember when I was a kid, I went to the Smithsonian museums in DC and I loved it. I mean, my favorite was of course Air and Space because it was just, I was a kid.
Can't beat it.
It's so cool.
Space.
So I found a podcast called Side Door. It's by the Smithsonian, and they talk about kind of like different things that are kind of a little bit more obscure, but that are very fascinating. And they did one about Apollo 12 because everyone knows about Apollo 11. Everyone, of course, knows about the tragedy of Apollo 13, but there was one in between.
The middle brother.
It's fascinating. It's a really cool story. It's funny. It's a funny story. It's literally like two best friends went to space together. It's like one of the only times this has happened. They knew each other forever, and they were like best friends. They're goofy. You can hear them goofing off. There was almost a catastrophic failure through the whole thing. I mean, it's a really cool look into Apollo 12. So it's Side Door by the Smithsonian, and the episode is titled Apollo 12's Really Close Call. And the links will be in the show notes, of course. But yeah, Behind the Bastards? Is that
Behind the Bastards.
Yeah. It's a great show. Go check it out. Find another horrible person that you'd like to learn a little bit
You're
more
going to learn
about.
more about them. And it's funny. Sure, it's always going to be dark because it's about a bastard, but it's funny and you learn a lot. It's a great show.
And remember,
there's always more to discover.
I love how you burped between it.
I did. Could you hear it on the thing? Do I need to do it again? Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to roll it back. There's always more to discover. Yeah, you timed that up
great.
very unfortunately for me.
And remember. Oh man, that was great.
So yeah, we're gonna take 2 minutes. We're going to
2 minutes because we did plan everything, so we do have our discoveries.
yeah, we're good. But now we have music from Infinite Third that you can check out while we're in BRB screen. So it's not gonna be boring. We're gonna be right back. And we're going right into the other Discovery show, and then we're going right into some video games. Hope everybody's amped. Thank you so much for joining us. Killenak, once again, you're amazing. Thank you so much. We're going to be right back.
BRB. All right, I'm back. All right, I'm ready to talk about pickles. Hey guys, I saw someone was talking about pickles. I love pickles so much. Pickles are my favorite. Oh no, I love all pickles. I don't like pickled eggs. Pickle is my favorite stuff. I'm Pickle Kirk. Oh yeah, I've tried the pickle potato chips for sure, or pickle flavored potato chips.
What is pickle flavored potato chips?
Zach,
I thought you meant fried pickles. Have you had?
I've tried
I
that
like
too.
fried pickles.
Like that too.
I've had wait.
Oh, just chips with pickles on top. I haven't done that.
I mean, I've done a sandwich with pickles on it, and then also chips on it. Anybody else? Anybody else throw chips on their sandwich? It's worth. It's good.
I'll have to try that. The chip pickles, pickle chips, chips and pickles,
Chickles.
pickles and chips.
See, now we're going to talk about everything else we discovered throughout the week, and then it's time for some video games. Twigs, how busy are you right now? Because we're going to knock this out, I'm hoping, in about 30. Then we got about an hour and a half. And I think that's perfect for Among Us, because we're at non-peak hours. We can try and rope in Kelnack. I see that Sheepy's playing Overwatch. We need to try and wrangle some people in here and play some games for a little bit because we're not super into sports, but like when our team's going for literally we could win the championship tonight, I gotta watch it. So we'll be back tomorrow with more gaming. Twigs, I'm waiting specifically for afternoon for you for the chill stream tomorrow. So yeah, everybody make sure if you're enjoying the stream tomorrow's gaming and some chill music. And that'll be, I'm waiting until afternoon so Twigs can be a part of it because last time I was too early because I started like noon.
She's like, good morning, and we're like, goodbye.
It's like, I'm out. Chill Sunday's coming at you tomorrow still, and a little bit later.
Afternoon delight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No, don't say afternoon delight. I don't know what
Sunday delight, and this time it's going to be in the afternoon.
I know, but like people are going to think the wrong thing. It's not anything weird. It's not anything weird. Trust me, it might be, but who knows? But yeah, we really appreciate everybody joining the stream this week. And now we're going to talk about all our random discoveries. And Kirk, I have one that I'm going to sub in for one of these because I think it's fun for everyone to go do it. I want to hear, and I like that you put Bookfest because it's not what it is.
What did you say?
Book theft.
Oh, Book Fest.
Yeah, no, so it's not a book fest, but we just learned about book fest and it's not great. Apparently you go to prison if you don't go, so it's like, no, it seems not for me.
What are you changing that from?
No, it's I'll do it instead of the electric super bike, and then I might do either Crow and Owls or the super bike is my bonus.
All right, what is the one
you don't really need to worry about it too much. The one I'm gonna do is about the moon.
Okay, I guess if you as long as you put it in show links, we know.
Yeah, I know what it is. We're all good.
Figure out when to throw it in. I'm gonna take this hoodie off because I'm sweating.
I believe that because it's 400 degrees outside.
All right. Alrighty then. I am back.
Alrighty then. Good old Jim Carrey. All right, we ready? Do I need to? Oh, I need to relog into this. There we go. We're good again, I think. You can start another recording from this, right?
All
right, now we're there. What does that mean? You want to go take a nap in the mountains? Is that like an option for you really close to the mountains? Because yeah, I want to do that too. That sounds amazing. Yeah, no, Kirk, I can't hear you at all. It says running health checks on Zencaster. It says you're running health checks on Zencaster, and I can't see you. And that's why you can't hear me. And you're muted on Skype, so I can't hear you either.
Okay, I don't know what's happening.
What did you do to Zencaster? Did you Oh, you started a new recording?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you do every time.
I'd just refresh yours.
How about now? Double?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep, I can hear you through there now.
Yep. No, it just sometimes does that. I wish it would have worked earlier, but what can you do?
Just hung up, I guess. Okay, so Zach, do you remember the fog video I showed you? Like when we were at work. It was like the fog water collection or whatever in Peru. That's my discovery. It's a YouTube video, so it's like, should we post it in here maybe so people can see it if they want to?
I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna do it right
Yeah,
now.
no, I mean, you can.
It's my first discovery. If people,
I'm trying to think if like, because I could like screen capture too.
I was wondering about that.
People
I
could
kind of
look at it. I don't know what the rules are on that.
You can play a YouTube video. Some people do that people do that all the
Yeah,
time.
but it's just you don't go overboard with it where the whole thing is just like I'm just streaming YouTube videos. I think it's fine like in moderation. Let me see if I can get a
I just put it in the chat, so if you can grab it from that maybe. Maybe it's my first discovery, so let's, for the sake of editing on my to help me, let's not start recording till we watch it. Let's watch it together real quick, and then we can start recording.
Or I mean, make that the first one instead of me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can do that. We can switch it up.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, I can just do. I have a display capture tab here where I'll just throw this up there. So yeah, after you intro it, I will, like, when you say like, so I'm discovering X, I'll play the video.
Okay. Now I want some pickles and chips.
I mean, I want those separate. I don't really know. Together, it sounds weird. I'd try it, but I've tried a pickleback. It's not good.
I'm not crazy about picklebacks, but they're okay.
I'd rather have whiskey with anything else, including with nothing, than with pickle juice.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like a shot between things, right?
What?
Is it with whiskey?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just like pickle juice, like
pickle juice and whiskey.
Juice. Oh, maybe I haven't had it. I thought we had it at Brooks Brothers before.
We did, and it was pickle juice and whiskey.
And Dylan almost puked because he thought it was so gross.
It's not. It's
that was
not
your
good.
Birthday.
Yeah, it's
After
not
we
good.
Went to the Lightning game.
Yeah, it's
right,
not enjoyable.
Fisky. That's it. Welcome to the Other Discovery Show, the bonus show from the Podcast Discovery Show, but it's not about podcasts. It's about all the other things we've discovered throughout the week. I'm Kirk.
And I am Zach.
And I found this amazing technology that they have in Peru to help people in their water shortage. Because they're short on water in Peru in a lot of areas, but they're not short on fog. So I found this it's a YouTube video, but it's amazing. So we're going to watch it real quick in the chat. And if you guys want to join next time, you can watch it with us, things like this. So that's what makes it amazing. So let's watch it right now.
Yeah, that's really cool. I had no idea. Yeah,
so I mean, it's just such a simple idea. And to give it to visualize it for you guys at home that aren't able to watch it, it's just a net with between two poles with a PVC pipe underneath that can catch water. And in the mountains of Peru, where this is at, where there's people that are literally very water, what do they call it? Water insecure. Like they don't have enough water for, their animals and their crops and stuff like that. But they have all of this fog.
Yeah, because they're very high altitude, right? In Peru?
Yes. It's very mountainous, specifically in this area. But they have fog all the time. He said in the winter, it's literally like you cannot see like 10 feet in front of you. And I love the amazing thing. He's just like, this is water. Like, it's water. It's right in front of us. Sorry, I burped really.
It's only fair because you mess with me about it.
I know. And I just love how he's just like, it's water, it's right here, it's in front of us. And he found a way to capture that water and to make it into usable water. He said that there's 20 to 30,000 people that are using this right now in Peru. And that it can make, what was it? Every single screen could make that much water?
Yeah, I think so. 50 to 100 gallons a day. So that is a ridiculous amount of fog, for sure.
Yeah. And, he had like a mini model so that you could see it. And then you could see on the map. That's what kind of blew my mind is it looked like he had like hundreds, maybe thousands of them. Like almost like a fog farm, like grabbing all of this moisture and stuff like that. Granted, it's not like potable water. You're not going to be able to drink it without it having to be processed in some other way. But even the people that don't have the water to drink, they could probably boil it and then have drinkable water.
Yeah, it's probably not too bad. I mean, if you keep the net clean.
Yeah, but ideally it's for like, animals and crops and things like that they don't have irrigation. You can't like drill a well in the mountains of Peru and
no, it's a rock.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I just love discovering things that are just a very complex problem, and people that can find very simple solutions. And I feel like this is exactly what that is. It's a very simple solution to a very complex and intense problem.
No, it was said in the chat here, and I agree. Watching someone who just wants to do something to help people is great right now. Like, it really is one of those things where it's overwhelming the amount of kind of negativity that you will see constantly. So to see somebody that's just doing something to try and help people, he's doing something simple that's cost effective, that's literally providing usable water to people out of the air. That's about as wholesome as you can get. And it's really nice to see. And I've been, she also mentions a nice palate cleanse. And yeah, I feel like I've been needing more and more palate cleansing because it's just a tough time. So we talk about it a lot, but look for the helpers. And this guy is a helper. He's doing cool things.
Abel Cruz Gutierrez. So anyone want to look him up, but we'll of course have the video tagged in the show notes. But yeah, it's a 2-minute video. It's not very long, but it gives you a visualization of how he's able to basically solve this problem in these remote areas of Peru.
So simple, so effective, and he's just doing it because he wants to help people. It's a great discovery. So I discovered something on a different side of things.
I need to know.
What's going on? It's a book fest. No, I'm just kidding. It's a book theft. So rare books worth more than 2.5 million euros were stolen from a warehouse in West London in a daring Mission Impossible style heist that had been found. So
they found the books that were stolen?
Yes, they found the books. This is why this article was posted, because they found the books. So,
oh, sweet.
200 books and like 2.5 million euro is a lot. That's a lot of money.
That's probably almost $3 million.
In 200 books, Those are expensive books. Those are very.
Yeah,
That's like those people who are going to
200 books, that's
college.
it?
Yeah, those people are going to college. This is college book level prices, and that's
Exactly.
so they stole a bunch of college books. No, but they found this stuff. But 200 books, which included significant works by Galileo, Sir Isaac Newton, and like they're significant. They stole them because they're significant, but they found
Yeah,
them.
it makes sense. So it's almost like rare pieces of art, but
Yes.
it's books.
But it took 3 years of police operations to find these books. It was raids on 45 different addresses across 3 different countries to find these books. And it ended up charges in 13 different people. We're talking like
Wow.
that's the reason why I pulled this one
So
because
it's like Ocean's 13.
yes, but they're stealing books like a bunch of dorks. No, I'm just kidding.
Nerd. No, I'm just kidding.
Like a bunch of nerds. So they got all of the books back. So there's the ending for you. So one of the investigators said these books are extremely valuable, but more importantly, they're irreplaceable and are of great importance to international cultural heritage. So like you're looking at things that are important beyond like kind of their value. And then I started seeing how this was all done. So there was a lot of people who were okay. The end result is it was Romanian organized crime who did this, and they were responsible or at least suspected for high value warehouse burglary. I can't talk. Burglaries across the UK.
Give me a second. I got it right. I'm not gonna leave you saying
Okay.
boogly.
They're responsible for They're responsible for a string of high value warehouse. I can't talk right now. Hold on. I gotta hone it in. Okay.
You didn't even drink that much
No.
yet, have you?
No,
I didn't think so.
I just can't
Okay.
talk right now.
I think I drank more than you.
They're responsible for a
Wait,
string of.
okay. We gotta stop
Okay.
talking before we. Okay, let's get back into it now.
Okay. They're responsible for a string of high value warehouse burglaries across the UK, often using the same method. And typically they avoided prosecution because the members were flown into the UK. They would do these crimes and then they immediately left. This is very, very sophisticated what they were doing. And it's just weird that it was. I guess it makes sense because I guess the secondary market on these like high value books was important enough that they were interested in it. But they literally dropped in from the rafters. That's why they called it Mission Impossible style. They broke into
You
this
aren't
warehouse. They dropped in through the rafters. They walked on the shelving so they didn't activate all the alarms in the building because they knew these were valuable books. So they didn't like activate any alarms. They stole all these books. They took them. They put them in a van. They crossed multiple country lines because this is in Europe, so it's very easy to switch over. You know, you're crossing into different countries, and like jurisdiction is all over the place. You're going all over the place, and they did all of these things. They hid them somewhere, I think, underneath floorboards, and they were linked to a Romanian crime
The thing
family.
is, like, it's crazy because, like, as well as if you were to get stopped at a border, unless there was like an APB or whatever they call it,
Yeah.
where they were looking for books.
Yeah,
What we could do, like, they're gonna stop him and be like, "You got any drugs or weapons?
you got any old
Nope.
books?
Just got some books." It's like,
Show me.
okay,
You got any old books in here? Yeah, it is national treasure, 100%.
so this is like the Book of Eli.
Yeah.
Remember that movie?
Yes, pretty much. Wasn't it just the Bible? That's the most
Yeah, it
anticlimactic
is.
ending ever. But they had this very, very intricate process to steal these things. But they broke in, they stole all these things. They had done the same thing with some laptops. Same thing. They break in, they know where all the security's at, they steal stuff, and they get out without a trace.
This is
And-
Ocean's 13.
That's what I'm saying. This is a cool thing that just happened.
Did they have a
and-
little Asian guy that can like do acrobatics and stuff?
I mean, I don't know that specifically, but maybe.
Was Brad
I mean,
Pitt
why not?
One of them?
Yeah, Brad Pitt was definitely there. I read that somewhere. But the day after the books were stolen, one of the leaders of it rented a house in elsewhere in the UK. They put the books there for a minute, but they put it in a van. They picked up the books. They took them out of the country immediately. They were also linked to like the laptops. And okay, the laptop one, they used ladders and ropes to scale a warehouse, cut holes to get in, and stole laptops worth about 150,000 euro. And then they also stole another 2 million euro worth of stuff and 11 other offenses. They were constantly stealing stuff
These
from
are
warehouses.
Professional burglars.
Yeah. And they ended up finding it underneath floorboards. And they tracked them because of the warehouses. They tracked them because of the laptops. They found somebody and they had those laptops from that crime, and they were able to track things connected to that, and they found the books underneath one of the things.
You completely dropped out on Zencastr.
When? Hey, can you hear me?
Yes. That was really weird.
When did I drop out?
I mean, when I went like this, you dropped out.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't very long. But
I'm trying to think what I was saying at that time. And you can mute your Skype again. I'm back in here.
Oh yeah. You said that they found them because of the laptops. That's the last thing I heard.
Okay. So they found them because of the laptops. They pulled somebody over who had these stolen laptops. They tracked him to other things. They were able to connect him to one of these houses, and they found all the books under the floorboards, like wrapped and ready to be sold. And so they ended up busting these guys who were like international art/professional burglars. And it's just crazy to read about these things actually happening in like the age of the internet. There's cameras everywhere and the internet, and they still stole, I think total, I was looking at that, like 5 million euro worth of stuff before they got caught.
Okay, I'm fearing that this may... Do you see the time, how mine's still moving and yours is staying still on Zencastr?
No.
Okay, well on
but
my
restart
screen,
it. Yeah, just restart now.
So I'm going to restart it. That's why I didn't say anything, because I can clip your piece that you just said if I need to and use that. But I think that ours are not synced anymore. Oh, wait. I think it is now. It is. Okay. It is. Never mind. We're good. I guess you had to catch up. I've never had that happen, so I didn't know what it was going to do. It caught up now, and it shows it's correct.
Okay.
We're fine. Sorry, guys. Little technical issue.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. It just my
Happens.
tab crashed.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay. Now that's a crazy story about just, I don't know, professional thieves. It was great. That's great. It's not great, but it's fascinating.
I fully support their decisions.
On a completely another note, I found a BBC article that I thought was just, it's crazy. The title of the article is "Pea Plant Grows Inside Man's Lung." So I did not know this was a thing that could happen. But according to this article, a Massachusetts man who was rushed to a hospital with a collapsed lung came home with an unusual diagnosis. A pea plant was growing in his lung. Ron Svedin had been battling emphysema for months when his condition deteriorated. He was steeling himself for a cancer diagnosis when X-rays revealed the growth in his lung. Doctors believed that Mr. Svedin ate the pea at some point, but it went down the wrong way and sprouted. One of the first meals that I had in the hospital after the surgery had peas for the vegetable, and I laughed to myself, but I ate them anyway. He told local Boston TV reporter. Mr. Svedin said the plant was about half an inch in size, so it's not very big, but definitely big enough.
In your lung, though, that's pretty big.
Yeah, I guess when it's inside you, it's pretty big. Whether this would have gone full term and I'd be working for the Jolly Green Giant. I don't know. I think the thing that finally dawned on me is that it wasn't cancer. So he was grateful that he went to the doctor thinking it was going to be cancer, and instead they said that he had a pea growing in his lung. And I do not think this is clickbait because I don't think that the BBC has very many clickbait articles.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really seen too much, but that is ridiculous. I'll say that.
And it was from Reddit, which is the specific Reddit that I got this from is very highly moderated. And if something were to get through the first 12 nerds, it wouldn't get through the next like 5,000 of them. So
through the first 12 nerds.
But it's just crazy story about a pea plant growing in a dude's lung. I mean, I've always had that thought when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like a plant growing inside me.
Oh yeah. No, I mean it's also a joke on Sunny, where if you eat watermelons, you have a watermelon growing in your stomach. You have to smoke cigarettes to kill it.
I don't remember that joke.
Yeah. All right. 1 second. How are we doing on time? Like
we're at 20 minutes, and we have a few edits because we had a few things.
Okay.
But nothing that was long. No long edits. So we're about
20
18 minutes. Yeah.
All right. I think it's time we get to rotate some in, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Sub them in, coach.
So I discovered that today is International Observe the Moon Night. So I hope everybody's ready to go look at the moon. That's literally all it is. That's the easiest holiday you could possibly adhere to. Just go outside and look at it. It's like, I did it.
Did you look at it?
Holiday complete. But
did you look at it?
I saw a really cool website that is called Moon Today. And all these will be linked everywhere. But
is that a safe for work website?
What, you think it's just butts? It's not just butts. It's the actual moon. No, but it's a really cool thing because what they've done is they let you explore like as high def imaging of the moon as possible. So you can like look at different craters and look at like all of the very specific like geography of the moon. It's not something where you have to like look at it from a distance where it's like, oh, I see it. It's like you can really dig in and try and find all of these things, and they're all named. That's one of the crazy things about when you look at this stuff is they're all named and explored.
Oh, all the craters and stuff are named?
Oh yeah, pretty much.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, they're very hardcore about it because I mean, there's just a lot of astronomers with extra time. They're like, I see the moon.
Now, is it if you pay a service, you can name a crater in the moon after your girlfriend that you're going to break up in like 2 weeks? Is that a thing?
I mean, I don't know that it's specified that you have to break up in 2 weeks, but maybe.
Is that thing a scam? I feel like it's a scam.
The star thing, yeah, it clearly is a scam. It's I don't think a scientist is going to be like, and there is my girlfriend is beautiful. My girlfriend is beautifulest right up there. No, they name those things. I think that there's like no scientist really cares.
Certificate.
They do. I mean, I don't. Okay, I want to check the legality of this, but I won't do it while we're on air. Like, no, but like, it's just cool because that is a fun thing that we can look into. We got redeemed stretch. Okay, I feel much better now. I feel much better.
Normie, okay, this is a funny story. Normie changed the channel today on the TV, and it ended up being on a. It ended up going to like what's the Jesus channel, the one that has like the
GMC.
Uber, yes, that's what came on, and they were doing Christian aerobics. And it was
Christian aerobics.
I got to do an aerobics.
Okay,
for you.
I need to hear a little bit more about this. Can that be a bonus discovery? I need to know more about Christian aerobics. What makes it Christian specifically?
I just love how Normie, my dog, changed the channel to freaking Christian aerobics.
No, God did that.
TBN, that was it. TBN, not GBN. Or whatever.
No, I said GMT or what's the country?
CMT?
Yeah, CMT. That's it. That's the one I was thinking of.
But this was the move. This was the Jesus move.
That is not Jesus's move. Jesus is very opposed to that move.
It was so
That's
good.
the whole reason we couldn't have dances in high school. Is that move?
All the hips gyrating. That's
All
that's a
the
no-no.
what they call the pelvic bowl. That's the whole
pelvic
reason. That's the whole
bowl.
reason we couldn't have it. The whole reason we couldn't have dances.
Yeah, we were not allowed to have dances. We still had like junior, senior, where we would just eat dinner and look at each other across the table. That's what we were allowed to do.
Yeah.
And we had like a slideshow of like basketball games.
No, but I do think I've seen that where they have the
It's so good.
the Christian aerobics. What can you do? I don't know why normal aerobics is somehow outside of Christianity, but sometimes you gotta brand yourself. You gotta not worry about that.
Anyway, thank you. I'm very stretched. My pelvic bowl is very free.
Twigs, clip that. Clip it,
Don't, dang it! I forgot you could clip stuff.
please.
Oh. Oh, you broke me.
Because I want to
You
just have
broke me,
that at the
Billy.
beginning of every episode. My pelvic bowl is very.
My pelvic bowl is very free. It's very stretched out.
Twice. But yeah, everybody make sure to go check out the moon. It's cool. It's beautiful. And it's a special holiday that everyone should adhere to. It's very important.
All right, we're at 25 with a pelvic bowl stretch in there.
I think that needs to be left in there, honestly.
It's pretty good. I'll have to listen to it and see if we can get some
Okay.
audio out of it.
I mean, do you want me to talk about owls and crows? This is where it gets darker. They hate each other.
Is it gonna be us? I mean, it's animals hating each other. So is it? It gets pretty dark.
No, it's not that dark. I mean, they hate
Okay.
each other. The owls kill the crows, but other than that, it's not anything disturbing, really.
Did you clip bugleries too? I hope you did.
Yeah, you should. It'd be fair. It'd only be fair. Because, yeah, I did feel like I was having a stroke for a second.
You did say like 6 words wrong in a row.
That's why I just stopped and waited. I was like, I need a full reset on this thing. Like, come on, brain. Work,
Oh, that
please.
Was great. It was great. But usually that's the way that I read articles. I'm very bad at reading an article and not just tripping over it somehow.
No, I feel like my thing is I always have to, like, stop. Like, usually I'm okay. Like, I can roll through it. But, like, that was too many in a row. I was like, no. We're past the point of I can just roll through this. It's going to get way worse. It's going to be way off the rails.
Yeah. All right. I mean, 25's not bad. Dang it, she clipped it.
No, that was Billy.
What? Billy clipped it? Damn it, I'm taking your mod mode away. You were mod for one day.
No, Twigs was mod when she clipped you too. It's fun. It's all fair. It's all just part of it. Here, I'll just throw out this one. It'll be a fun one to end on.
Okay.
So, I read this article about why do crows attack owls. And I was like, that seems like a weird thing to write an article about, but it wasn't. Because apparently,
They attack each other?
yes, they
But
have,
isn't like one awake when the other one's asleep?
in theory, but they also have a thing going on. So apparently owls will kill crows. Because owls are predators. Crows are not so much. They are somewhat, but like they're more like
Like
opportunists.
scavenger type
Yeah, they're
thing.
opportunists. They'll do what they want to. And owls will just hunt crows for predation, just for food. And so crows don't like owls because of this. And so they have a thing going on. They have
We've
a
already
rivalry.
figured out. We've already learned that owls are they hold grudges pretty bad.
No, it's crows are
They
very
have- or,
smart.
That's what I meant. I meant crows. Sorry, and that they have pretty good memories.
No, they think that crows might be able to like question their own minds. They think that crows might be like one of the highest intelligence birds where they literally have awareness of their intelligence, which is one of the highest levels of like how we qualify intelligence. But so crows will attack owls, but the vast majority of owls are way bigger than crows. So what they do is there's this whole like turf war thing going on. So if an owl sees a crow, an owl can just kill it. But if a crow sees an owl, it tries to attack it and call in reinforcements. And if they get a bunch of people there, then all of the crows are attacking the owl at the same time. And apparently it takes more than, I think a dozen is a murder, right? A murder of crows. Maybe the most awesome plural name for a group of an animal is a murder. But yeah, they get in a whole group of crows and they're all attacking the owl. And if they get enough, they can literally kill it too. So there's like this whole like turf war going on between owls and crows.
I did not know that there was this war between these two birds that has been going on for centuries.
Yeah, who knew? Who knew? But my question was, what other animals do you think have some kind of hidden turf war going on? Some kind of like, hey, you're in my space and you're not welcome here, and then they fight. And
humans and all other animals.
I mean, that doesn't count. That's not fair. We ruin everybody. We ruin all the animals' lives. Except for dogs.
I don't know why, but the first one that pops in my brain is like dolphins and octopuses. I don't know why. It's what came into my brain. I think it's because they're
okay. Well, I need you to expand on the lore there
about who's the smartest one.
Oh, okay. So it's an intelligence battle. It's a chess match.
Yes, exactly.
No, the one that like I feel like I've seen the most is another bird. But like if you see a mockingbird, they attack everything.
Oh yeah.
They're just, but it's not like a gang war where it's like there's two people, like two groups that hate each other. It's that mockingbirds hate everything. They'll attack your head. They'll attack your dog. They'll attack hawks. I've seen a mockingbird that's like a third the size of a hawk, just like hammering it, and they don't care.
We saw what was I think I had a discovery the other day that I shared, or maybe I just saw it. I think it was magpies in like Australia or New Zealand, and they like literally will kill people, not because they are killing them, but because they'll attack like bicyclists and they'll pull out into traffic and get hit by a car because they're always attacking people if they come near their like territory.
Which bird was it that drops turtles on people and is like killed someone with the like by dropping a turtle?
That's where it was. Is we went down this rabbit hole at work because we were looking into falconry and we found this video of like the most deadly birds. That was it. I think it was that. But I don't remember what bird.
I wouldn't recommend that video. Turtles. I feel like that's you're just looking at clickbait. Like it's just like most deadly birds. It's like birds aren't really killing that many people. It's not
I fell for it. I did fall for it. I'm not gonna.
There's no way it's good. I mean, I don't know. I've watched enough terrible YouTube videos that I get a sense that it's not going to be good.
Well, man, I think we had a lot of really cool discoveries this week.
Yeah, no, it was great. And so, yeah, everybody, thanks for checking out the stream. If you didn't know that we have a stream, we are on Twitch. We post the VODs on YouTube afterwards. We are on Facebook, Twitter. We're on basically anything you could possibly be looking for. If you type the Podcast Discovery Show in Google, you will find something that you use that you can interact with us, and we really hope that you do. We have a great time talking to people who listen. We really, really appreciate it, and we hope that you get in touch.
Yeah. We really appreciate everything. You guys listening, you guys watching, you guys being part of the live stream or just being a listener. We really appreciate it. And if you haven't thrown us a review on Apple Podcasts or a follow on Spotify, do that as well. That helps us out. And we really appreciate it, guys. We hope you guys have a great week. And we'll be back probably Friday to do a live stream of the podcast.
Yeah, we should be back on normal schedule next week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, until next week, guys. We don't have a thing that we say at the end of this. So discover things that are more than what you've already discovered.
Nailed it.
Bye.
Bye.
I wanted to say our regular tagline, but in a stupider way.
I thought you were going to say that.
Horseshoeing videos. I haven't watched that. I haven't seen that one.
What, you mean like putting shoes on horses, or you mean playing horseshoes?
I think she means shoeing horses, like putting shoes on horses. Could be wrong. I think she mentioned that before.
Hard to tell. I don't like putting shoes on horses because they have poop all on their feet.
No, that's part of the thing. You got to get all the poop out first.
I know. I'm just saying that's not particularly pleasant for me to watch.
I get that.
No, but okay. To be fair, it is aesthetically like they're good at it. I see that.
Clipping
But,
their
like,
toe hooves.
Clipping their toe hooves. Is there like a toe hoof and like what's the other part of the hoof? Like
The cuticle.
the thumb hoof.
The thumb hoof. Here, let me tell Mason that I'm
The frog?
Is it really? I thought you were kidding. That's weird. That's real weird.
Okay, so Twigs actually knows what she's talking about now.
I thought she was joking.
Wait, where's he going right now? I don't know. He wandered off. But yeah, thanks so much everybody for checking out the stream. We really appreciate it. I think we're going to play a little bit of games. We have a lightning game in a little bit here that we both want to check out, but we're pumped about it. Well, toe hooves is my term. Okay. I guess that's fair if it's your term. You can definitely have it be your term. Which part of the foot is the frog?
The underside-ish.
Yeah, post in Google. All right, Corky, what are you thinking? You want to play some games too?
Yeah, we don't have very much time if
We
you were
don't.
wanting to leave right at 8.
We have time for like 30 games of Among Us. No, not 30.
More like 3.
No, but Sheepy's just on Spotify. I think we could switch over and we could play an hour. You know what I mean? An hour of Overwatch or something.
I feel like, because I don't mind putting the game on and playing at the same time. I kind of like that kind of stuff. I know you said you wanted to watch it.
A lot of times I watch it on the back porch. So
Yeah.
if
so that's
you
what
want
I'm
to
saying
switch
is, like,
over,
maybe I should take over the video or the gaming stream so that I can keep playing when you want to leave. I can just watch the game in the background.
what is this discovery? I'm going to look at it.
Oh,
So the frog is the middle part. That does not even look like a hoof. That's crazy.
No, it doesn't.
It looks like
There's like a weird triangle
it
shape.
looks
in
like
the middle.
a mountain scene painted by Bob Ross. Heel bulb.
It looks like part of a map from a Tolkien.
Central sulcus. Collateral groove.
White line. Interesting. I like that discovery.
Yes, wild. So what we're gonna do, and he's
We
in
can't
chat.
handle ourselves either.
So, well, he's not in chat anymore, but like Infinite Third, anybody who's in chat, go check out their Twitch channel. It's sick. Like he's a really great artist, and he's the one that we wanted to get our kind of Twitch music from. So I'm gonna play.
We were supposed to play our show at the end, weren't we?
No, don't worry about
forgot
it. We're
about
gonna do it. We'll do it tomorrow or something.
Yeah,
We have.
yeah.
We're gonna be around. But I'm gonna play another one of his clips, and we're gonna switch over, and then it's game time. So thank you all so much. Seriously, you don't know how much we appreciate it. We've had a great time on Twitch, and that's largely in part to people being on here and having a great time with us.
100%.
And we really appreciate it. We really do. And we hope that you get in touch as much as possible, maybe even more. We're going to send out, okay, let's do a last call. Actually, you can do more on here, but if anybody wants a shirt, say me in chat. We got some. And we'll have you
have
DM
some.
us. We'll shoot you a shirt. You know, we're going to give Kelnax get one no matter what. Billy is get one no matter what. Twigs already has one. Twigs, do you want another one? Do you really want one? We can give you one. I'm fine with it. We appreciate you, Twigs.
No, I only have 40 more.
Yeah, we appreciate you. If you want another one,
We
you're
do
getting
appreciate
another
you.
one.
We can give you another one.
But yeah,
But
we really
we did not
appreciate
say
everybody.
that.
We're having
We
a
can't
great
give
time.
everybody 38 shirts.
Yeah, no, if your mom would wear it and just like rep the PDS to her other friends, that's fine. I'm good with it.
Oh, that would be sweet.
So, everybody, thank you so much for checking it out. We really appreciate it. Don't leave. We're going to be back. When you see the stream go down, just hit refresh and it's probably back, because all we're doing is switching over because we're preparing for the Lightning to hopefully win Lord Stanley's Cup and bring it back to Florida, where all the Canadians hate it being. That's what we're going for.
Because they have to see it every time they come down here during
Yeah,
the
they're
winter.
like, I'm trying to vacation, not be upset that the Toronto Maple Leafs are terrible. So, everybody, thank you so much. We're going to play some music. Once again, Infinite Third on Twitch, on everything. He's great. He has sent us over some music that is for the show. I told him we want some music that would represent discovery, because that's what we're about. And so this is the other clip he sent us. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere. We're going to play a little bit of video games. Thank you so much.
All right, I'm going to close. I can close Zencaster now, right? Okay.